character too. Because an individual can be average looking, but it's their character that elevates them. It makes them actually more beautiful physically. So these are the things that are important. So men are not even looking at that. If you happen to mention it, hey, I got my own business, or I'm in my law firm, or I'm very successful in my path. Wallahi, this is good for you. This is good. But that's not going to change how he takes care of you. Because again, he's a king and the responsibility falls on his shoulders. The responsibility, did the Prophet ﷺ had to pay mahar for Khadijah? Or was he exempt because she had money? The Prophet ﷺ still had to pay the dowry and the mahar, of course. He did not say, oh, she has money. She's the one who's employing me. She doesn't need anything. No, this is not true. He still had to take care of her because it's in her nature to want to be taken care of. It's in her nature. It's not in your nature to be independent and taking care of yourself. It's in your nature to want a man to take care of you. The feminist movement has made these women think and has destroyed our kingship, saying that I don't need a man for anything. This goes against your fitrah. Anything that goes against your fitrah is going to be forced and it's going to break your spirit. So your kingship has been destroyed and deleted. And I wanted to get it back. And I want you to think like that. You better not chase anything. You better not chase. I don't care what she can look like. Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, and Megan Thee Stallion, or whoever y'all think is beautiful. She can look like them all in one person. I don't want you to chase nothing. You are not pathetic. There's honor and dignity that you have. You sit and you just watch. You don't say anything. You built your institution. You wake up for Qiyam al-Layl and you don't say nothing. And then watch what happens when you emerge, when you build your institution.
Please play in moderation.
Watch how everything comes rolling towards you.
And play responsibly.
You don't have to say anything. You just tell the sheikh, hey, that sister, I would like to find out who her wali and her father is. That's all that you have to say. It's no stress on you. You took a year. Some of you, I want you to not say anything until the Eid. And then the Eid, when everybody is beautified, I want you then to emerge and say, man, where was this brother at? He looked healthy. Yeah, I went on a plant-based diet. I deleted my Spotify. I started to hit the gym. Man, the brother's face glowing. His beard is full. His chest is poking out. He glowing. Where was he at? You put your money up. You fix your credit. Now you say, I'm ready now. I'm ready to start building my kingdom. And you see someone that you like, as the Prophet ﷺ said, go and look at her. You see somebody at the Eid you like, you approach the Imam and say, I want you to find out who her father is. And watch how the conversation, and you don't come in here joking around like the rest of the kids. It's kids that's approaching these women. Little kids, kiddies. You don't respond to no heart eyes. To nobody with no hijab. That's not what men do. You're not playing around. And again, like I said before, you approach the sheikh, her father. You shake his hand. You greet him. You let him lead the conversation. I'm giving you game here. You let him lead the conversation. He's going to have a little shiddah, harshness with you, because it's his daughter that you're asking about. But he's going to sense for you sincerity and seriousness. But he's going to find flaws in you, because this is what fathers do with people who want to marry their daughter. Don't seem like you're spiritual and religious. Speak to him. So what do you know? How do you know my daughter? I don't know your daughter, Sheikh. That's why I'm coming to you with respect. He say, I'm giving you a mock meeting. This is how it happens. All right, well, call me. We'll set something up. He procrastinates because he's a father. I want you to call him 3 times and cut everything off after that. You don't chase nobody. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I'm sending you a text message, just doing a follow-up with you. May Allah bless you and your family. Looking forward to speaking to you. He's not going to answer your questions. Procrastinate. Wait 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. This is Brother Abdullah. Just reaching out to you. I know you're busy. I'm busy as well. Inshallah, we can set something up. 3rd message. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. This is Brother Abdullah again. My schedule is real busy. I like to put something on the schedule. I'm kind of busy at work with my business. If you don't respond here now, I don't want to hold up Allah's blessings. I got other options that I can explore. May Allah bless you. Two things are going to happen. He's not going to respond. He's going to call you within 24 hours. If he doesn't respond, go on about your life, bro. You putting bricks down. You got to submit more bricks to you. Don't sweat nothing. If you sincere and it reaches him, where does that go from the heart? Where does that come from the heart? Go to the heart. He'll pick up the phone for you. He may be even stuttering. Oh, I've been busy. I went everything. Past my family. Seem to be a good man. Let's sit down. Okay. You don't show no desperation, even if you're feeling it. Even if you're feeling it, you don't show no desperation. Allah Azza wa Jal told Sayyidina Musa, as we mentioned, he told him to throw down the sticks. وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِنِيكَ يَا Musa. Throw down that stick. Sayyidina Musa ran from the stick the first time when it turned into a snake. The reason why he got the initial fear out of him, because when he threw the stick down in front of the magicians, he actually had the fear, but he didn't run away. He couldn't run away in front of Fir'aun. So you might have that desperation and happiness in you, but you don't show anything. You are balanced. You don't show anything. Say, listen, Sheikh, I'm a little busy. Let's set something up. Because desperation shows that you're weak and you're going to make mistakes. You don't say, hey, I'm open tomorrow. No, you busy. How you open tomorrow when you busy? You always busy. You always dealing with something. You make yourself busy. Say, can we set something up next week? He said, man, I was trying to, set something up next week. Get back with me. Set something up. You come to the house. You want to get to the period at the end of the sentence. Don't ever let anybody put an ellipsis or a period at the end of the sentence. You holding the pen. They're marrying into your family. You ain't marrying into theirs. You're controlling the narrative. Even though you have respect for them. You don't never let them tell you what to do. So you're listening. What you want to get to? You want to get to the next step. And you want to get to an idea of what she wants for a dowry. Those are the first things that you should be dealing with. To show how serious they are and to prove how, but not you showing desperation now. What does your daughter want for her dowry? She wants $7,500. Is that all that she wants? Their minds are going to be racing 1 million miles per hour. You're a different cloth. You're not like these kids that don't know what's going on. You know exactly what you want. What kind of house does she want built for her? I already have you got everything mapped out. You got to have a house for this lady. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? The men love spacious homes. So does women too. You don't put this man's daughter in a dollhouse like the rest of the people are going to do. You different. And there's nothing wrong with living in a small house. We're not saying that. If you're struggling, you're elevating, and you got a plan, and you got things. But some people settle for less. We don't settle for nothing. Prophet ﷺ told the Sahaba, when you ask for Jannah, ask for Al Firdaus, the highest Jannah, not just Jannah in itself. So you're having a conversation with him. Remember, you spent 18 months getting everything together, your deen or whatever. And then you end with Allah. This is the period at the end of your sentence. You tell this lady that you like in front of her family. If you're able to make salat, I would like for you to wake up for Qiyam al-Layl and ask 2 rakats. And I want you to ask Allah to expose all my faults to you. And if he does not expose anything to you, then we will be good for each other. And I'm going to ask Allah to expose all of your faults to me so I'm not blindsided. Nobody even talks like this. I want you men to write this down. Because this is not just about money. You say, I want you to wake up and I want you to offer 2 rakats and I want you to ask Allah to expose all of my thoughts to you. So you know that you do believe that Allah is able to do that, right? So you're not blindsided. And so I'm not blindsided by your beauty. And she's going to say, what the heck did just happen? And that same group chat that they be talking about people in, she's going to exit that group chat. Because you brought her up to a completely different level of thinking. I'm not playing around with this. And so you wait and you see signs that Allah gives you. You show Allah that I am sincere And I want you to make dua to your Allah. I cannot manipulate what Allah shows you. That's how pure you are. If you ask Allah to expose my faults, whether or not I'm a fraud to you, how can I stop that from happening? See, this is a different level of realness. This king talk. And I'm going to do the same for you too. And if Allah shows me anything that I can't handle that's a flaw, I'm gone. I'll call everything off. And say, wait a minute. Yeah, you've been playing with kids a lot. You've been playing a bunch of kids now. This is men who you're dealing with. And if Allah manifests the good in it, then we being good and we're going to have another meeting. And then we can start building from there. And we can start talking about everything. A king, this is my ijtihad that I'm saying. And a lot of people from different cultures are not going to like this, but I don't care that you like it because this is my ijtihad, how I think. I don't believe that any woman should be taken away from her family. Typically, culturally, the woman does come and live if they live in different cities, typically. But I don't believe this because a king can build a kingdom anywhere. You have built this world, king. You never take somebody away from their family because she's already afraid. You bring her to you, even if it's a short amount of time. We're going to stay here for a year. We have a little small apartment, but the city that I live in, I'm building a home. We'll stay here for a year. This will give you a time. You have to wean her away from her family. You don't take her away from her family. This is another thing. See, you're different. You're not like the rest of the boys. And so therefore, you're getting to know her family within that year. And that's not that big of a deal if it's a year. If you have to change your engineering firm or you can run your business, if it's mobile, you can do that. A year is not going to help you. You get a little apartment. It's just you and her. You build and you don't take her away from her family. This is a culture shock to her. Let her stay with her family unless she has an issue with her family. She wants to go with you. But typically you keep her there and you say, I just want to let you know that my plans for the first at least year, it's to stay here and here in this particular community. And then you benefit from the masjid and you get a relationship with the imam, ya'ani, and then you said that. Say that's what I would like because I don't want to take her away. Typically, the woman that you marry, depending on what type of family she comes from, she helps out with her mother. If her mother's elderly, she helps out with the kids. There's things that she does that you don't want to take her away from. And so therefore, you come with the batteries included. You're not regular. I just said you was a lottery ticket. I'm not going to take your daughter away from a year. They're going to be head over. Do you know that father is going to call you? This is my little sheikh. He's going to kiss your forehead. He's going to fall in love with you. He's going to refute you against. He's always going to take your side with his daughter. I'm joking, but I'm joking in a way. That's how much he's going to love you. He didn't take my baby away from me. Who is this guy? They're going to start Googling you and everything. And you building, you're not playing around. You're building. And so when you want something done, trust me, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. Because you came with all of this humility. Because you can go anywhere. The lion does not have a part of the jungle where it's at. The lion can set up its pride anywhere in the jungle. It does not have limitations. You say, yeah, I'm going to stay in the same town, give me a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom for us, 1 bedroom for my office, something nice and small, get my house built at the same time. So we're going to move in a year, 9 months. You develop this relationship with her family. You're getting to know how your kingdom is going to be affected. Who is sensitive? Who's religious? Who's not religious? You're going to what her mother is like, what her father is like. Which one is harsh? Which one is not so harsh? Which one is more into the contemporary issues? Which one is more religious? You can only know this when you within that year. And then after that, you uproot and then you said, I got it. I got it now. Now I got it. Because you got to know who everybody is that is connected with you. Say, I got it. I got that side. You already know your side of the family. You know that inside and out. So you say, I'm not going to take you away from your family for the first 9 months to a year. So she gets to be weaned off of her family. She's not in a foreign land somewhere. She gets to be weaned off of her family slowly. And that's how you become different. This is why this is called king talk. I don't talk like this at this level. I only talk like this with my brothers. I'd never talk like this. I'd never talk like this ever in public before. Like this type of talk right here publicly, I'm kind of nervous. I don't get nervous. This kind of talk, because it's not for everybody. And I watched all of the people that did this. My brother Jalil, mashallah, who's married to my sister Adila. You can look at them on the wedding pictures. You know, I officiated that wedding. See, and Jalil's a king. All of the men, I told you, the men around me, they're not on social media. So he came to me. My father was still alive, rahimahullah. I told this story again, and I just thought about it just now because it really goes in line with this. My father, alpha male, 60-year legacy, famous family, millionaire, 45 acres, 7 cars, 4 wives, legend. Last moments of his life. Jalil comes to me. Jalil first, I'm at an intersection. Jalil calls me. I've been knowing Jalil all my life. Jalil. Assalamu alaikum, Hanif. What's up, bro? Yo, man, just want to, chat with you real quick. Going back and forth. He's giving me this long introduction. Yeah, man, thinking about marrying your sister, man. Wanted to see your blessings, I said, why you give me that long introduction like I ain't known you for 30 years? He said, what? The conversation lasts 4 minutes and 24 seconds. This is a man coming to ask to marry marry my sister. I said, yeah, you got it, bro. Jalil's an alpha male. My sister is marrying into her family. Understand who he's calling. Y'all know about my father, rahimahullah. This is a man, he controls every single aspect and every single follicle of hair on all of his 19 kids. Nobody tells him what to do, except in this situation. He's not that prominent person anymore. It's Jalil's family who's Adila marrying to my sister. I don't care how prominent my father was. So Jalil says, I come to my father. I say, look, Jalil wants to marry Adila. He said, what did you say? I said, I said it was okay. He said, if this is what you said, I agree with what you have said. Then my father was still, he was still able to text at this point. And he got in a group chat. He said, Hanif is handling this in the Dilla situation. I don't want nobody to interfere with what Hanif is going to do. Hanif is dealing with this. So Jalil came to me again and he said, go to your father and I want to marry Adila. So my father, when he was going back and forth, my father said, the only thing that I want you to tell him, I'm going to choose the wedding date for them. That's what he said. And I went back to Jalil. I said, my father said he's choosing a wedding date for you. Jalil said, no problem. Okay. Jalil came to my father. He came to me. He said, I would like to ask you, we would like to push it back. We would like to get married earlier. I said, all right, I'll go to him. I'll ask him. I said, look, Jalil said he said, I told this man that I'm choosing a date. My answer remains the same. That's what my father said. That's how quick the conversation was. Went back to Jalil. I told him what happened. A few weeks later, Jalil said, can you please go back to him again and ask him if we can get married earlier? I said, all right. I went back to him again. I said, look, Sheikh, Jalil was asking you again if he can get married earlier. My father said, my answer was what it was before. I'm going to choose the date for him. So some weeks go by. Jalil called me again. He said, can you go back to him again? I said, listen, I said, you know, me and you both don't want this man to get upset. Because you know he has the authority to call this off, right? He said, do you think he'll do that? I said, I don't think that he would do that. I said, but I don't know what he's going to like if he gets upset. Because now you keep asking him this. And then he said something to me that was profound. He said, and I want you to think about the timeline of this. He said, his disease is increasing and we want to get married while he still is on earth. And I just paused for a minute. And I went to my father, and my father was weakening. And I said to him, I said, Sheikh, I said, they want to get married. I was very careful what I say to him because it's sensitive, because the inevitable was about to happen. Even though my father had all of his, mashallah, he had all his mental faculties, even the moment that he took his last breath, his last words words were, I'm ready to meet Allah. That was my father's last words after he made Salatul Isha, Salatul Maghrib, inshallah. So I went to my father, I said, they really would like to get married. And he said, I have one condition. He said, this is fine. My father was listening, let's just let him do it. Plus, at this point, my father knew that the time was coming. He said, yes, just do it. He said, it's under one condition. He said, you have to officiate the wedding. And I went back to the Jalil, and I was talking to Jalil. Jalil was like, so what's up? I said, good news, man. He said it was okay. He said, yeah, man, I'm going to ask you, do you want to officiate the wedding? Like all of them was aligned with it. My father passed away December the 15th of 2015. Jalil and Adila got married 1 month exactly before he passed away. What he talked about was completely online. Why am I saying this? Is because what he did, he understands that my sister was marrying into his family and not ours. And so therefore that gave him authority to he can keep pushing my sheikh like that. Because my sheikh at that point, he does not have authority over once he becomes, obviously, marries my sister, Jalil has authority over my sister and my father. So Jalil understood this. And so he pushed my father, but it was a bunch of, look how everything else aligned. Jalil was exactly right. My father died. My father only had cancer for 78 days. So he was exactly right. They were supposed to get married in February of 2016. So the timing was right. And so who's delivering the message? Who's the courier? So imagine if I was an arrogant courier and saying, you ain't marrying my sister. Like, no, you make things easy for people. For the feminists out there, all of my sisters are alpha females. My sister was not included in this. And when I say included in this, she did not put her input in any of this. She knew about it. And of course she had opinions here and there or whatever, but she submitted to what the men were speaking about. This is what men, her husband, the representative of the family, which is myself, and then the Khalifa and the grand Khalifa of our family, my father, who's laying on his deathbed. So she put herself in the right place. She did not butt in. She did not have a conversation with us. She understood her place. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. This is what a kingdom looks like. It's kings talking. Me, myself, my father, the big major king, Jalil and his kingship talking. She's not involving herself in this, even though it's about her. She's not saying that, oh, why don't he hurry up? She did. Listen. Can a dealer walk up to my father and give him a message? Of course. She can pull up to his house and go in and clear out the room. She has this authority. She can do this. She can tell everybody to leave. Why didn't she do that? Why was it me? Why couldn't she just walk into the room and say, Jalil said this? Because you know what my father would have said? He said, let my boys deal with this. Because they're your representative, because I'm unavailable right now. Even though he had all of he was still texting in his group chat, his WhatsApp group chat. He was still, sometimes he would even joke. She knew her place. And so when you go and you look at Jabril's wedding and you see Jalil and them standing with their kids, that's the story behind those people who you see in that. That I officiated that wedding when my father was one of my greatest achievements, because I would never think that I would do this when my father was alive. It was just a great thing to do. But Adila knew her place. She didn't say, hey, listen, look, this is my world. I can do whatever I want to do. She didn't say all of that. That's what some of the women in this generation say. So she didn't mess up the purity of how everything happened. And it was Adila's idea, I found out, to get married because my father's disease was increasing. She actually said that. But it was Jalil who delivered me the message. Can Adila call me up and tell me the message? There's nothing that's stopping her. But she knew that wasn't her place. That's the point that I'm making here. So she was submissive. She was submissive. She didn't say, this is her wedding. There's a bunch of men talking about her wedding. And guess what? Everything lined up from the qadr of Allah. Her timeline, the honor that I've received. Look at everybody who benefited. My father died of gastrointestinal cancer. Prophet ﷺ said, whoever dies of a stomach disease is a shaheed. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to make my father a shaheed. So he's given the honor of a shaheed. I'm given an honor where I make history within my family, where I officiate a wedding, which is an impossibility. Why this man actually was alive on the earth. Then my sister gets honored by marrying the love of her life. You know why? Everything was in order with that. I'm the courier. This man's taking me back and forth. You guys know me. Can't nobody tell him, but this is a serious, he's trying to get a message to my father. And why does Jalil not call my father up? Because my father would say, you skipped over all of my 13 sons to talk to me? Are they not capable? I have Hanif here. So he knew this because he knows he's raised under law and order. So it was important. He asked me permission to marry my daughter, and I'm marrying my sister. I keep saying daughter because that's what it seems like. And I had to go to my father. My father said, yes, I know about this. What did you say? Because he knew what at that time, he knew that my opinion holds tremendous weight in this very large family. My family's not like a normal family. It's set up like a business. Decisions is made and they affect a lot of people. So he said, what did you say? Because had I said, I don't know about this, Sheikh, he would have said, I'm getting ready to pull this. I said, Sheikh, you're here. What do you care what I say? That's what I was thinking. I didn't say that. I said, yeah. He said, okay, there's one condition. I'm going to choose the date for them. Look how he's still keeping his control. All right? Was something that he probably couldn't do, but this is how he's flexing himself. He does not want to let go. This is his overprotective jealousy of his baby, of my sister. Tell him I'm going to choose it. This is not typically what a father would do. I go back to the Jalil. Did Jalil say this man is crazy? Call out Rasulullah. He didn't say that. He said, I understand where that's coming from. I got to use Hanif now. Back and forth. And here you have my sister who is in the middle. She's in the middle of this triangle. But she's playing her position. Whenever you don't have mentors, things is corrupt. If you got married, that you don't have a mentor, things has happened. I have a lady who is getting married. I told you about her. She came into the room the other day. I was head over heels, really emotional. And I told her, I said, I put her and her fiance in the chat room. She said, I want you to officiate my wedding. I said, I went to the Kaaba and I went to the Hijaz. And I swear by the Lord of the Kaaba, I will never officiate a wedding if y'all don't go through premarital counseling. You can cancel me out of it. I will not come to Atlanta in November and have my thobe and my bitch storm looking like a Saudi prince. You will not see me on any microphone. I will send you a cash app as a gift and I will say, Alhamdulillah, barakallahu feek. That's all I'm going to say. Because everyone is supposed to go through premarital counseling. And I'm so happy that she reached out to me to being her mentor. And people who get married who don't have mentors and they get married because of emotions or whatever, they always have problems. They always have problems. Always have problems. And then the idea is preventative care. It's to take the medicine to prevent you from getting sick, not to do counseling after you happen. So everybody needs to go to counseling. And now it's happening a lot, the premarital counseling. Everybody needs to go through counseling. And that's basically what Jalil was going through. Because Jalil, even though he knew my family a lot, he's now inside. He said, this really is controlled by this man, Muhammad Abdul. He really has apps. Because I don't think people understand when I say control. He really is, like if he was to say, look, ain't nothing happening, that would have been it. He was that delicate in his approach because my father's pen is very, very heavy. And I'm going back and forth. And I'm going, whatever my father said, I'm going to deliver it exactly how he said. I'm not going to manipulate anything or nothing, because this is the man who built me. And I'm watching my father's expressions. And my father wasn't getting annoyed, but he was holding back, because I know everything about this man. I was watching like just his eyebrows, and I'm watching his facial expressions, and he's saying, "No, tell him." I said, and I'm saying, "Jalil, look, bro, don't push him. Because once he makes a ruling, I can't undo it. I mean, I probably can, but I'm not going to." But it was a that was guiding him. He said, "Ask him again." I asked him, and my father said, "You officiated it." And so I thought about myself, why does he want me to officiate it? Jalil and Adila might have an imam that they like. Jalil and Adila know Shadid Muhammad. Equally, if not better, capable than me. Because my father has never married any of my sisters off where he didn't control every aspect of that nikah. And he said, the next thing to me is my son Hanif. And he wanted that tradition to continue. And this is why, and the fact that this happened when he was still alive is one of the greatest accomplishments that I ever received in my life. And it was unbelievable that actually happened. But the point about it is that everybody had their place, and my sister is in the wing. She would ask me, so what did Abu say? What did Abu say? I said, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. I'm working on him. I mean, was he upset? Was he mad? I'm working on him. He ain't say nothing. What you want me to say? I'm not going to push this man, because I can push my father. If I say, well, look, I think you should do this, he's going to listen to what I have to say. But I said, I'm not going to push this man, not right now. If he wants to make a ruling to his family, I'm going to say that. Look at my sister being submissive to men, to her fiance. Look at the rank of this. Her father, this estranged man for now would be her fiance, and then it's me. She can skip right over me and talk to my father. What's stopping her? She's not. She's one of my father's closest children. But why in this place? Because she said, they ain't playing right now, and I got to follow the chain of command, and I have to be submissive. And because she was submissive as a result of that, you see what you see on the pictures. Twins, flourishing family. MashaAllah, Tabaraka Rahman. Jalil just bought a nice car. All of it happened because everybody played a position, and she was submissive. And she followed what we had to say. And she did not say how the feminists want y'all to say, I ain't got to talk to these men. I can talk to them. I can just get married. The Prophet ﷺ said that we can. She didn't go through all of that. Let me be calm and work through this. Let Hanif. They had me. Listen, I want to tell you guys something. Do you think that I called this man up on the phone and asked him this? Every time I had to deliver this man, because this is my respect I have for my father, I will never call him up and tell him some stuff like this over the phone. I had to literally drive to his house, hundreds of people outside, clear out the room. Hanif's pulling up again. We all got to leave, because I'm not going to have no conversation with other people. That's another thing that I'm telling the kings. You don't have no conversation about family with other people around. So I got to come in. I'm coming in. It's people reading Quran. It's people, the sheikhs are there visiting him. It's people eating food. I come in. Everybody got to go. And my father is just shrugging his shoulders like, what you want me to say? Like he cleared the room out. I mean, he's like, if there's one child that can do it, it's him. He said, what do you have to ask me? Hurry up. I said, it's the Adila. He said, he joked one time and said, is this Adila? He's called it. My father was very, very soft-hearted, and he was a jokester. I remember like the second time I went, he said, is this Adila in Jalil silliness? That's what he called it. And he kind of like laughed about it. And I was just like, I said, how you doing?